Learning Russian can be challenging. But seriously, learning literally any language is challenging, and of course, throughout the learning journey, we're eventually making mistakes. And that's completely normal. We learn on our mistakes, and we shouldn't feel discouraged while making them. Привет, студенты! I'm Polina, your Russian language teacher, and today I have prepared for you the overview of the most common mistakes 99% of the beginners make while learning Russian. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to watch more videos about the Russian language and culture, which I post every week. And grab my free vocabulary guide if you want to build your basic vocabulary quickly. I will leave the link in the description. Back to the topic. The very first crucial mistake so many people make is avoiding speaking until I get more confident, better, learn more words, etc., etc. No, it doesn't work like that. No matter how well you master grammar, how good you are getting at writing and understanding written speech without trying to speak right from day one will make your learning so much more troublesome. Trust me, speaking is crucial. I can give you my personal example. Back in the times when I just started learning English, for a very long time I couldn't force myself to start speaking at least a little bit with people. I could understand videos I was watching with subtitles. I could text with people, but I was completely shy and anxious about speaking, and this slowed down my progress in English a lot. Can you imagine? I was postponing having real talks with people for one entire year because I kept thinking that I need to learn a bit more to be more confident to start speaking. Every single time someone asked me for a short audio or video call on those language learning apps, so please don't repeat my mistakes. Don't make yourself lose a year of progress because of anxiety. The next crucial mistake a lot of learners make is totally denying learning the Cyrillic alphabet in the beginning. At this point, I can say that not prioritizing the Russian alphabet and favoring rather practical speaking skills can work only as the very first step of getting familiar with the language. When you don't know yet if you really want to learn it, but you already want to try it, like to have the first kind of bite, then yes, you can try learning some basic phrases which could be useful while traveling, and for that you won't need to master the alphabet. But if you already decided to learn the language, then you shouldn't rely on having Latin transcription all the time. You see, in fact, mastering the Russian alphabet won't even take much time. It can be mastered within just a few hours, and after that, you'll just need to practice it. Don't waste your time by getting used to writing Russian words with Latin alphabet, because in any case, you'll have to learn the Russian alphabet sooner or later. After all, it will make communication with the native so much easier. Mistake number 3. Putting 90% of effort into grammar, cases, genders, etc. Another mistake learners frequently do is prioritizing grammar skills over all the rest. They hear Russian is a hard language because of its grammar, so they think, I gotta master it first. This is also a wrong approach. Language is not a line system. You can't progress in it by mastering only one side. Eventually, you'll get stuck or worse, demotivated because you won't see the much desirable progress. Instead, I suggest you doing things step by step, biting a little bit from all sides of the language. You learned a new grammar rule? Great, now watch some videos to get new vocabulary and think how you can use the grammar you just learned. Constantly read new things and write out words and constructions that you don't know. And of course, try to speak as much as you can, no matter if it's practicing by yourself, reading out loud, sending voice messages, it all counts as a whole. The next big mistake beginners make is taking the wrong difficulty level. Often people want to start watching movies or read complex texts right after starting the language. And many of them think that the more difficult and complex material they choose, the faster they will learn the language. This is a big misconception. You should select the materials that are tailored to your level of Russian in order to understand what the whole story is about, and not to look for the translation of every phrase in the dictionary. In addition, the reading of adapted literature is a fascinating process and can significantly increase the motivation to learn. The same applies to a spoken language. At the moment of perception, it is important to hear a coherent speech and not the scraps of words and phrases that you don't understand. The next mistake believes that there exists a magic tool for quickly mastering the Russian language. Let's break this misconception. It is impossible to quickly raise the level of language proficiency. Learning a language is the work that requires time and effort. So when you are offered a couple of months to significantly raise the foreign language skill, it's probably just a marketing trick. You will be able to learn grammar rules, but language proficiency cannot be reduced to this. It involves the ability to communicate fluently, to perceive the speech of native speakers by ear, and of course, a large vocabulary. Learning Russian, as well as any other language, always includes practicing, training, and bringing your skills to automaticity. And final big mistake people make while taking up a new language, and here it can be said about any language, not only about Russian, is lack of consistency. Often people think that if they make a long 2-hour study session, then they can rest for the rest of the week and not come back to the language till the next occasional big study session. Stories of my students and personal experience show that it's better to study little but constantly. 15-20 minutes a day. You don't have to force yourself to study 2 hours in a row. Not only it's too much for the brain to absorb so much new information at once, but it's also pretty tough emotionally, and you risk burning out and losing interest. And so eventually abandoning. Of course, we don't want that, right? So, better be lazy, but be smart. Take little bites every day, and you'll see that the progress won't make you wait long. And here we finish our overview of frequent mistakes beginners make while learning Russian. If you find this video useful, don't hesitate to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to Learn Russian Daily. I'll see you in the next video. Пока-пока!